Good morning, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on Wednesday, November 23rd, 2016 at about 10:45 in the morning, Eastern Time. It's the day before Thanksgiving. After Easter, my very favorite holiday. I was tagged in a video to answer some questions by the very good and gracious Gayle Crabtree, and I will put her channel down below in the description. She's a very pleasant, very pleasant lady out of Tennessee, and she has some very interesting material. So go and look at her. As some of these tags are just, this actually, the questions afford one a bit of scope for development in one's answers. It's called the winter tag. And the first question is, do you like the snow or is it too cold for you? Well, I think you can probably hear my heaters running in the background. I know I can, because we've actually turned somewhat cold now. Low mid-20s in the mornings. Doesn't get much over mid-40s during the day. That sort of thing. Well, it's cold November. If anything, it's been a little late coming. I don't really mind the cold. I really mind the heat. But I have a fairly good tolerance for cold. Just put on wool clothes. Put your wool clothes on. Snow, I can take it or leave it. I don't like ice. Just now, ice. Don't get me started on ice. But snow happens. You deal with it. Yeah, it's pretty. It can be pretty. Yeah, it's winter. It snows. Although, well, last year we had, but you could keep up with it. If you I had to shovel my driveway because my front end loader. Went to front-end loader heaven as far as all of its hydraulics, and I've not bothered to buy a new one. And now with, now that I don't have as much land, I really don't need it anyway. I can easily shovel the stuff I need to shovel by hand. So, yeah, and of course, when you get ice, of course you can't drive on ice. I can't. I've never had any trouble driving in snow. Of course, I learned with the standard transmission, and the two-wheel drive, and you basically had to know how to drive on snow, or you weren't going to go anywhere in the winter, in these backcountry roads, which was kind of like the road I grew up on. So, okay. What do you enjoy most about the winter? I like seasons. I could never live in one of these places that, was between 60 and 75 year round and never rained or never. I've got to have seasonal change. Yeah, if I like the winter in the sense that it focuses your attention on doing things you have to do to stay alive. It's the time of year that the herd gets thinned out. Thinning the herd. I always thought that should be the title for the obituary column in the newspaper. Thinning the herd. What do you like to do during the winter? Stay alive. Try to stay warm. I don't mind being outside in the winter if I have to be. I never have. I've obviously had some medical issues here in the last few years, but I seem to be getting over the effect of that August 2011 stroke a little bit, and I can get around a lot better than I did there for a couple, 3 years. Like I say, I basically don't do many things differently in the winter than I do normally. I mean, I read, I do the YouTube, do the computer, go to church, read in church. Every now and again see my good neighbors across the street, Every now and again my son, grandson, and daughter-in-law come up. Yeah, just sort of the usual routine. Do you drink coffee or hot cocoa during the winter? I've never been, well, I won't say never, because I was a big coffee drinker when I was in college and medical school. But I generally drink tea in the morning. Having said that, I had some coffee this morning. I haven't had cocoa since I was a kid. It was always fun to have it, get wrapped up and sit in front of the fireplace there, But I'm not a fan of chocolate. I mean, or sweets of any variety. I lost my taste for that, Do you like Christmas? And if so, what do you like about it? Well, I can't say. I'll tell you, I like the religious significance of Christmas, the Feast of the Incarnation. When God came to dwell among us, and basically John's prologue says it all. The Word made flesh. The light came into the world, and the darkness comprehended it not. That for me is the significance of Christmas. And of course, true Christmas music, not this crap that they play in the supermarkets, but true Christmas music, the various carols and hymns associated with Christmas, and for that matter, Advent. I very much like Advent, so it's the run-up to Christmas that I really enjoy, and then the Christmas services itself. That's what I like about Christmas. I mean, Christmas, I still call it the day of wretched excess. I can't say I came from a poor background, but we always had enough. I knew things were tight. I mean, that when you're, you hear, our folks never kept the finances a secret from us kids. I think that's why I was able to manage my money as well as I have. Very frugal. But on Christmas, good Lord, just way over the top. And I always had this sort of cognitive dissonance on that day. And it's all, and it was always great to see the families. We alternated. We went with my mother's people one year, then we went to the Kerseys. I mean, we always went to each family during the season at some point, but we're talking about on the day itself. And it was always fun to see. Certainly, it was fun to see the Kerseys. Well, it was fun to see one of my mother's sisters, Aunt Madeline. She was a lot of fun. Cigarettes and the booze finally got her when she was 84. My mother always knew that would happen. And my first cousin, the daughter of my mother's other sister, she's my oldest first cousin. She's 16 years older than me. She was always just funny as all get out. Very dry, sarcastic, sense of humor. And of course, it was always fun to see the Kerseys. As my other first cousin on the Kersey side said, and we were up there at the Miami cemetery, burying my mother, I think. Said all these funny, good people are now dead. They're gone. And that was true. But it was fun on Christmas to see them. Yeah, so that concludes the questions. And I thank Gayle for including me in this little enterprise. So on that note, I'm going to say bye-bye, YouTubers.